Okay, so this is what the bat looks like so far, and this is what the bat originally looked like. Now, it is like a really, it's plastic. So, I had to put a base coat of white to make it a little bit more matte so I could actually paint it the brown I need. Now, I just used this acrylic paint that I had in Snow White. This would obviously be a lot easier to paint if you had a white spray paint, but I do not, so I had to use what I had. But yeah, so this is what the color was originally, and this is what it is right now. So next I'm going to take my brown color that I mixed up and paint all of this. Okay, so this is what the bat looks like right now. I don't know if you can see this color very well. It's like a very, very light brown. And this is just the first coat of the mixture that I made of the yellow, the tan, and the crap ton of white. And this is what the color looks like. So this is what the bat looks like right now. As I said, this is just the first coat. So it's still very, very light in color, but it's starting to look like wood, which is good. So I'm going to go ahead and put a second and maybe even a third coat on here, and I will show you guys what it looks like when it's all painted up to look like wood. Okay, so this is the finished wood color. Now, what actually happened, and I actually really like what happened, because this was white first and the brush I used was on the smaller side, the brush strokes actually gave it a wood grain texture, which I really, really like. And I'll show you guys what it looks like outside as well. Now, because the white I used in the brown color was a fabric paint, because I had a lot of this and I didn't really have a lot of the more matte white that I used as the base coat. Because it being a fabric paint, it made it, as you can see, very glossy and somewhat tacky. So I'm actually going to take my sealer, which is a matte sealer, and cover this, and so that way it will give it more of a matte finish, and that way it will be easier to paint on the goodnight and all of the text and the decorative handle and everything like that. So I'll show you guys now what it looks like outside, and then I'll show you guys, I'll start doing the goodnight and everything like that. Okay, so this is what I have done so far on the bat. I have the Harley Quinn pattern on the bottom here that I just sketched out really quickly and painted it all on. And then, I don't know if you can see it or not, I've lightly sketched on the good night. I can cover it up maybe. You can kind of see a T right there. I've just lightly sketched that on. I found a font online, and I'll leave a link to it in the description. I found the font online, made up the template, and then just traced it onto the bat. So next up I'm going to put that on there and then start on the handwriting, and then I'll finish it up with all of the shading and everything. Okay, so I got all the red filled in, and I've already started doing the black kind of distressing, but I figured I would show you guys how I'm doing that. Now, I had to hand paint all these on, so I don't have a stencil to kind of help me just go around the edges with the black, so I'm taking the same paintbrush I actually used to paint these on, which is this very, very thin paintbrush. I'm taking a little bit of black paint and a napkin. I'm just dipping it a little bit into the black paint, taking most of that off, and then I am just going to go along the edges while it's still wet, I'm just going to pat it with my finger a little bit. And that's pretty much how I'm doing that. I'm not really doing it neatly or anything like that. I'm just doing it very, very messy to get that very distressed look. And so I'm going to go ahead and go around the rest of the letters and also the little bit on here. And I will show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so this is what it looks like now that it's done. As you can see, the dirty kind of look is very messy. I didn't try to keep it just around the edges or anything like that. Then I also added it to the bands. So next up I'm going to be doing all of the handwritten parts, and I actually found a little script online of what all her bat says, and I will leave a link to that in the description. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do all that, and then I will show you guys the finished bat. So here's the finished bat. I have gone ahead and done all of the handwriting. So this is all of the script and everything like that. And I also went ahead and added some scrap white fabric to the handle, and I just glued that in place. And then I also took some black paint and I actually put it on my hands and then just gripped the bat and like moved my hand around a little bit so it was kind of messy. I don't know if you can see that very well. But yeah, so this is the finished bat. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!